What's up, guys? Welcome back to the American Dream Podcast. My name is Josh, and I'm the host of the show, if you don't know. It's been a while since I have been here in the studio today. October was a pretty busy month. We had our first in-person event at something called Gathering on the Main here in a local town called Owasso, Oklahoma. And it went okay. Sales-wise, not good. We had a few sales, but I noticed something among the trend there. A lot of the vendors weren't really selling much, and honestly, it's probably just because of the economy. Because I don't know about you, because I'm trying to get this business going. I've got other things going on. I got bills to pay, and I just don't have a lot for extra stuff to buy. And I know a lot of other people feel the exact same way. By the way, real quick, if you see me messing with my mic a lot today, it's because the arm that this mic is on has broken. And the only way for it to sit is on the desk. And I feel like it's sometimes too far away. So I may mess with it a lot today. But I'm going to have to get a new arm ordered. But yeah, just real quick, if you don't know what the American Dream Project is, about almost a year ago now, back in January, I had this vision, I had this dream to create a business that helped people realize their American dream, but also help them fulfill it. Because this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build my American dream, and the American dream has become so dwindled down through our government, through the economy, through a whole bunch of stuff going on in our world. And so it's my goal through the business to provide you guys with the tools, resources, and just the opportunities to be able to build your American dream. And so that's my goal through it. And I use this podcast as a tool to be able to basically just let you guys know what I'm learning, because I am on this journey myself. Entrepreneurship, self-development is a lifelong journey. I believe that you should be getting better day by day, hour by hour. There should be things that you're learning every day to build a better life for you down the road. And so I just want to share my experiences with you through the podcast, but also, so a little bit of the format of the podcast. There's basically shows within the show. And today is what we call a Monday mission. And it's going to be more of your self-development, kind of give you something to put on your brain to start the week off. That way you can go throughout the week, apply it to your life, and see how you can improve your life throughout this week. On Fridays, we're going to do what's called Friday Freedom. And what that is, it's going to be kind of a current events type show. We'll let you know of things going on in the world that you might not see in mainstream media, because they do a very good job of blocking certain stories from going out. And so I want to do my best to provide that for you. And then Sundays, we're going to have a new segment, I guess you could call it. I haven't come up with a good name yet. We could call it Sunday Sermon for now. But it's going to be more of a biblical based, self-development type thing. Just to kind of give you that little bit, because I know sometimes it's hard. You can't make it to church. You can't, just for various reasons. And I want to be able to provide you guys with something that you can watch and learn from and be able to apply to your relationship with God and your life. So, yep, that's the long version of what we do here. I won't do this type of long intro every video, probably just here at the beginning of the week. But we don't ask for any payment on the show. If you want to support the show, there's two ways you can do it. If you want to support it without having to pay any money or anything, just share it. Make sure you're subscribed to the show, and then make sure you share it with your friends on your social media. Let them know when people start seeing the changes in your life. Let them know where you get your information from. And then the other way, if you want to support it monetarily, we just ask that you go to our website and just find something you like, maybe buy it. We've got our Black Friday sale coming up, which will be Black Friday through Cyber Monday. We're going to have some pretty good deals on stuff. We'll be adding new items day by day this month. I'm getting a bunch of whole new accounts that I can add products from, and it's just really starting to come together, and I'm super excited. come New Year time, I would probably have to do a website refresh, just because the way it's kind of set up right now is it's okay, but it's very beginner-ish. And so I just want to make it easier for you guys to be able to access what you need to access. Yes, this is an I love you mug that I'm drinking out of. My allergies have been awful lately, and so my throat and my voice gets very hoarse very quick. So I've got today's some hot chocolate actually. But yeah, I have an I love you mug because I love you guys, because you support me. So don't hate, don't make fun of it. No, I'm not gay. But yeah, so we have, let's see, I'm looking at my notes here. We have new products. We have our hoodies. We have some hoodies of our most popular designs out. That's probably going to be all the winter clothing that we do this year, just because we're still trying to get a feel for it and trying to build our customer base. And there's not a whole lot of point in holding a bunch of stock of stuff that just won't sell a lot of. We do have something new that'll be coming, because I have started making stock of some items, especially our popular items, and we're going to introduce a quick ship on them, where when you order them, they, depending on the time of the day, of course, if it's like 11 o'clock at night, it won't ship that same day. Like if you order it Wednesday at 11 p.m., it's not going to ship Wednesday, but it will be on its way to you within 24 hours. And so be watching for that. They'll have a little quick ship thing in their title. You can look for those. Granted, the shipping will still just be through the post office, which is 5 to 7 days usually. But the fulfillment process on those will be snapshot, because I'm literally looking right here. I've got Rubbermaids. But yeah, we'll have some stuff. We've got Rubbermaids full of some of the popular shirts and stuff. If you haven't checked it out, we have a whole new firearms section. Or not a whole new firearms section. We have a lot of stuff that we've added to it. So definitely check that out. Get some stuff for you or your man or whoever in your life that loves firearms or just loves America. We do have an event coming up the first weekend in December. I believe it's the 7th and the 8th. It'll be down at the Expo Center in Tulsa. It's a gun show, and we're going to have a booth there where we're selling some shirts and trying to get my hands on some parts, like some stocks and stuff to be able to sell. And then, yeah, like I said, Black Friday. It's right around the corner. So keep your eye out for that. We'll be posting some deals throughout the month too. So just keep your eye out for those. Make sure you're following us on social media. If you want to make sure you never miss out on any of the content we post, any of the sales we have, make sure you are subscribed to our newsletter, The Waypoint. If you just go to our website, it'll pop up with like a 10% coupon. If you put your email in, that automatically signs you up for our newsletter, and you get 10% off. So go do that. That way you never miss out on anything. That was a little bit of a long intro. But like I said, I will only be doing these at the beginning of the week. That way I don't want you guys to miss out on stuff. But I know your time is valuable. But today's episode is going to be kind of a shorter Monday mission, because it's super simple. And as you know, if you're watching it today on Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday, which is election day. It's probably the biggest, I know it's the biggest election of my life, but for a lot of people, it's probably the biggest election of their life, because there's a lot at stake this year. And really, for me, I feel like the decision is easy, because you don't even have to look at, get down to the nitty gritty. It's a glaring difference between the candidates. And for me, as a business-minded guy, it's just, I don't know, it's not even really business-minded. If you are any type of a realist, like you see things for what they are, it's easy. Because if you're seeing things how they are, one candidate wants to make this country the best it's ever been, because they've seen it at its best and they know what it can be, but they've slowly watched it throughout their life dwindle away and turn into something that's not fun. While the other candidate is just a pawn and a part of a bigger game to bring America down and make it really make it a communist state. And no, I'm not exaggerating. If you look at what they're doing, go research and find some people. I know they're out there. There's interviews with people that have come from communist countries, and they say, and they got to see their country go from somewhat free to full communist. They are saying what we are seeing in America right now is headed right that direction. It's scary, and I don't understand how some people don't see it. That I'm trying my best to make sure that people can see it. But there's definitely people you want to look at besides me, because they've been doing it a lot longer. They have a lot more knowledge on it. But it's like Joe Rogan, Andy Frisella, Bedros Keuilian. There's tons of people. Tim Kennedy. Goodness, I can't think of all their names right now. But there's a lot. Elon Musk even. What he's done with Twitter is absolutely mind-blowing. And I mean, honestly, before Twitter, I didn't really have any feelings towards Elon Musk. But this is a dude who grew up in, I believe, South Africa. He was born there, so he's an immigrant to America. But he loves this country more than most people who have been born here and have spent decades here. He loves it more than them. And that's just mind-blowing to me. But it's because these people have an outside perspective on what it's like to not be in a free state, what it's not like to have all these rights that the country that we live in provides us. And so your Monday mission this week is super simple. It is to vote. You have to vote tomorrow. Or if you're watching this Tuesday, you have to vote today. But really, any election, you should be voting in because it is simply your American duty. It is one of our God-given rights that we have in this nation that some nations don't even have. And so many people choose to not practice it, or they practice it unresponsibly. And what I mean by that is, to be a responsible voter, you have to educate yourself on who and what you are voting for. Just like today, after I get done here, because it's not just Donald Trump and Kamala that are on the ballot this year. You're going to have state senators you vote on, House representatives you vote on. You're going to have certain issues in your county, in your state, that you are going to vote on. And you need to educate yourself. Because if you go in there blindly, you're not going to know what to do. And so that's how a lot of this stuff mindlessly gets passed, because you're like, oh yeah, that kind of sounds good. Because it has a brief description of it on the ballot. It's like, okay, yep. You can't do that. You've got to do your research and be a responsible voter. And here's the deal. I understand the last election in 2020 left a lot of people uneasy about voting and how secure it is. And I totally understand. Because there is a lot of evidence saying that it wasn't secure. But here's the deal, and here's why you need to vote, even if you're worried about your vote not mattering or anything like that, because it does matter. And it matters in the sense of whether you vote for Kamala or Trump, you should want a fair and free election. You should want no interference by people foreign or domestic. You should just want people to be able to vote one time, and have it not manipulated at all. And that's not what is happening. And so here's the deal. If you don't think you're going to vote just because you don't think it matters, at the very least, your vote can be evidence against any type of election fraud, whether it's one way or another. So you have got to vote. But then another thing that comes along when you don't vote is a lot of people, they'll start complaining about the country. They'll complain about how the economy is going. They'll complain about certain issues going on in the world. And here's the deal. They haven't voted in their last like 5 elections. So they're complaining about the stuff that gets passed in their state and their county. They're complaining about who's president. They're complaining about who represents them. And it's because, and they haven't voted one time. And the thing is, you do not have the right to complain if you do not practice your right to vote. Plain and simple. Like, if I'm talking to you in a conversation and you're complaining about something and I ask you if you voted and you say no, I will walk away from you right then and there, because you have no right to complain because you didn't participate in it. Now, if you voted and it didn't go the way you wanted, that's fine. I'll sit there and talk with you all day long because I know you at least tried to do what you're doing and you have the right to complain. But if you didn't even try, you don't have the right. And that's the thing too. You can relate that to life. A lot of people complain about their life, but they are not trying to do anything to improve their life. They complain about their finances, but they don't do anything to improve their finances. They complain about their weight, and they don't change how they eat. They don't change how they exercise. They don't change anything. They just think magically one day somebody is going to come in and save them and change their finances for them, change their weight for them, change their country for them, change their president for them. That somebody is just going to magically come in and help them and fix everything, and that will never happen. So that is why you have to vote. Because your vote does matter. Your vote gives you the right to be upset with how things are going. Your vote is evidence against any type of malpractice or fraud that can happen. And that is why you've got to vote. This vote, this election, will determine the course of history for our country, for your life, for my life, and for your family's lives, everybody around you, for at least the next 4 years. But I believe this election will have eternal impacts on how this country goes. Because we are right there at a breaking point of falling one way or the other. We have got to vote. So, that is all that I have for you guys today. I know it's not like a crazy self-development type video Monday mission, but that is your mission this week, is to go vote. And if you missed registration, well, I'm sorry. But honestly, it comes down to taking responsibility, personal responsibility, and holding yourself accountable. That is exactly what we're missing in our country. And I'm not sitting here to vilify you because you didn't get registered to vote or change your registration, whatever. But if you can, you have to vote. This is so important. I cannot stress it enough. If you're tired of your finances hurting, you're tired of not being able to afford fun things like vacations, just be able to splurge a little bit on some stuff. If you're tired of not being able to access healthy habits like gym memberships or healthy food because it's so expensive, or because you're so tight because everything else is so expensive. If you're tired of seeing this stuff, this woke bullcrap get shoved down your kids' throats, down your throat, down everybody's throats. If you're tired of the direction that our country, your state, your city, your county, you're tired of the direction of things going, you have got to vote. So that is your mission this week. Make sure you go and do it. And then after you do it, you've got to leave it up to God. It's in God's hands. And you've got to pray. And also, when you go to vote, try to bring people with you. Maybe try to find people that said they aren't going to vote and drag them with you, because they've got to vote. But that's all that I have for you guys today. I hope this will kind of help you. If you're on the fence about voting, it'll help you just to go ahead and go vote, because our country hangs in the balance because of it. We'll be back. We'll have well, for sure Friday we'll have some stuff, but we may have an extra episode in there, just kind of going over stuff that's happening with the election, because I'm worried that things are going to get kind of crazy after the election. And so I will be doing my very best to do some research, do some digging, and provide you guys with the information necessary. That way you guys have everything you need to be an educated American and be able to take the actions you need. But with that being said, I love you guys. I love you. I love you guys. And remember, success takes work. Work takes time, and time is limited. So get out there and get to work. I love you guys. One more time.
You are now in the presence of a